things I want to do is increase my pain tolerance, and we are living in a state where they want to keep everybody weak. I guarantee it. Very, very high instances of psychiatric medications, therapy. They teach I statements, all this, take a deep breath crap. Fuck that, and I don't like it. So what we're gonna do is, I think people need to be tasered a million times. It needs to be worse than your taser that the police officers have. I really want to be tasered and then pepper sprayed. And there's this full disabled policewoman downtown. The civil beat had her that if a situation could emerge, by the way, I'm writing a book called The Dark Parts of Wisdom, and little do you know, I hate to be mimicking Coach Corey Wayne about dating, but this book is going to have the most brilliant pickup lines in it. And because these pickup lines have to do with speed of movement and motion, which is what it gets omitted from all these books by people like Dr. Neil Clark Warren, people are afraid of situations where you just do a complete 360. You know, if you're spontaneous enough, you really don't have to worry. Of course, my pants are falling down. We got to get me smaller pants. I'm losing a little weight. I need to get off 80 pounds. We have to get to the LA Marathon before the Olympics. You want to see my pants fall down? Anyway, you know, where some guy's going to creep up from behind you because it looks like, oh my God, you're locking eyes with some kind of a Roy Orbison sign. It wasn't Roy Orbison, actually. The Flower Girl, was it? Or Magic Moment, I don't know. The stuff where you lock eyes with some pretty girl, like, what's her name? Bunaho. Kelly Preston. John Travolta had her. But you have to kind of realize you got to be fearless because, okay, some guy comes up from behind you and it turns out she wasn't looking at, but there's a concept called the fall boy, as it turns out. And as it turns out, I was introduced to this because these women were being set up for me to have the opportunity to date. And as what I thought about something, okay, Michael Bernard Beck would have said, you know, that there's a divine conspiracy for you if you never thought you deserved it. If I had hooked up with that girl with the brown hair on the street corner before I went to jail for 2.5 years in Nye County, what would have happened is that guy that ended up going and grabbing her that I saw when I looked back, I was going to cross the street toward Keeaumoku Walmart, that guy would walk right past her and pretended he never met her because it was for me. So when I started thinking about it that way, the problem why people never end up being spontaneous, hooking up with women and more, and also getting the job, getting the promotion, being alive, you know, true spontaneity like that, it actually requires physical strength. And so I carry these 30-pound dumbbells from my homeless shelter on Sand Island to Kalihi, etc., places I have to go. I have to carry these 30-pound dumbbells. But here's the other problem. I'm passing out these flyers for folks. I'm giving them to people all around the island. I'm going to houses, knocking on doors. That the situation, I've talked about it with you folks, because my mother smoked crystal methamphetamine when she was pregnant with me. And what ended up happening was psychiatric drugs that I should not have put on, which gave me, or had not have been on, which gave me further brain damage because it slowed me down when I should have been sped up to try to move quickly. So I would have had houses, wives. You know, I'm not saying polygamy. I'm saying serial monogamy like Donald Trump when I say wives with an S. But especially because of the natal or whatever, the brain damage, because my mother smoked crystal meth, I'm unemployable. I'm pretty much unemployable. Let's be 100% honest about it. So what are we going to do? I need you to give me $1,000. I need a lot of people giving me $1,000. I need tons of people giving me $1,000, because I shouldn't have to be lonely. I shouldn't have to dress ugly. I shouldn't have to smell bad. I shouldn't have to live in houses with low ceilings just because I can't contribute to society and work. Does it mean that I shouldn't be allowed to have the same experience as someone like Ian Scheuring, say, or someone that's able to contribute to society and is intelligent with a high IQ, so that they can go maybe run in a marathon? I need to be in the LA Marathon. We got to start training for it. I got to get this weight off. I mean, I'm not worth it. My health doesn't matter. I don't get to have, you know, that's the argument my dad made, but I'm the victim of it. He just genetically procreated. You can say he was retarded to begin with. I just put up the website. You go to here, you take a look at it. You make a decision for yourself, but I'm the victim of it. Look, I didn't procreate. I didn't have children. So, I mean, right there, you know, let him act like a genius, let him be a genius and run in a marathon, because it's an incredibly heroic thing. And my book, you know, I've got 1 million pages. Like I said, Leo Tolstoy, this is War and Peace 5 times over, but that's just the writing process. We're going to have to cut it, and we're doing that right now. It's going to be a very groundbreaking book. It's going to have actually dating stuff in it like that. And who would have thought about that kind of stuff?